friends, Mawdiay Faith here at the pool with my good drink. I got vanilla chai. It's very delicious. Do you like to read books at the pool too? I thought I would give you a couple of book reviews that of books that I have enjoyed this year as I've been reading this year. So give me a second and let's get into the book reviews. So one of the books that I've read, and none of these are in any particular order, but one of the books that I reread this year was Meet Josefina. It's one of the American Girl books. It's the first in the Josefina series. It is a delightful story about a young girl who her family has lost her mom. She's one of five girls. It's been a couple of months since I've read it, but she's one of 5 girls, and they are trying to make a new normal with her mom being gone, and her abuela and her tia come to visit for a couple of days, and the adventures she goes on while they're there visiting. So this is a really good book, so I hope you'll enjoy that one. What kind of drinks do you like to take to the pool? I have my chai. Another one of the books that I've read this year was The Westing Game by Raskin. It is a mystery, and again, this was one that I reread. I had read it as my mom had read it to me as a kid, and it's a really good book. It's a mystery. I don't normally read mysteries, but this one was really good. And this group of people are invited to become residents at a new apartment building, and then they are all invited to be the inheritance receivers of the rich millionaire who lives next door. But they have to solve who killed him, and the story is about how they've solved that mystery. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was fast-paced. I loved how Raskin developed her characters and their many backstories. It was really good. So I hope you enjoy that one as well. I did a lot of rereads this year, which was kind of nice. I loved all the rereads I reread. This is The Shack by William Paul Young, and I also really enjoyed rereading The Shack. It is about a man who's a tragedy happens in his family, and he's angry with God, and he goes for a weekend at a shack, and how he meets God, and has he and God have an encounter at the shack. It's really good. I hope you'll enjoy it. This was a new read that I discovered from one of the Facebook book groups I'm a part of. It's called the Newton Chronicles, Soldiers, Temples, and Crystals. And it is by Terry Overton. This was an excellent read. It's a young adult novella. It was very fast-paced. Again, I loved how Terry Overton built her characters and developed them and their struggles and their backstories. It is about Luke, who his father has disappeared on a architect's dig, and what happened to him, and he goes on a journey with his friends to discover what has happened to his father. It is a series. This is the first one, so they haven't found his dad yet, but I loved all of the adventures they went on as they were looking for Luke's dad. So I hope you'll enjoy that one as well. This was probably one of my favorite reads this year. It's A Crack in the Rock by Gabriel. She is a local author to my area that I discovered again through Facebook. It's amazing the things you can find on Facebook. She and I have become good friends, but I have read her book, and she is an excellent author. She is maybe one of my newfound favorites of authors. She does an excellent job of world building and developing her characters. I got mad at the characters, I was happy for the characters, I cried for the characters. It was a very good book and well paced. This story is this book. Sorry, I had a momentary brain fog. This story is about Sasha, who lives with her nomadic family, and they are goats herdsmen, and all she wants is to learn how to be a healer. She loves how the body. She's so curious about how the bodies work, and she just wants to help people to be healed. And she meets a healer who takes her on as an apprentice, and then it's her journey through growing up in becoming a woman, and her love story. It's a beautiful story. So I hope you'll check that one out. She can find her books on Amazon. Oh, and this is the first story, kind of a prequel in her series, the Edge of the Source series. It's very good. I Lived on Butterfly Hills by Marjorie Agosín. This one, I think I wanted to like this one more than I actually did. It's based in Chile, and I believe it's based on the author's experiences. So I learned a lot about the history of Chile, and some thoughts about political refugees to the United States, which I really enjoyed that part. Some of the transitions were hard for me to understand, and there was some superstitious beliefs, beliefs of fortune telling and stuff like that. So if you're into that, I personally am not, but that was one of the things that kind of was not my favorites about the book. But anyway, check it out. This was another newfound favorite, The Journey by James Norbury. It was a delightful little tale about the panda and the dragon, who they live in an old abandoned temple up in the hills and mountains and jungle, and they love their life. They've go adventuring in the woods and discover new animals and adventures. But one day this little tiny dragon's like, I don't know what's going on, but I just don't feel right now. And so they go on a journey and discover lots of challenges along the way and have some hard things happen and get really frustrated and disappointed in the journey, but how they make the best of it anyway. And the illustrations are beautiful. I love the illustrations. And the storyline was very simple, but had a lot of strong, important lessons to be learned along the way. So I really enjoyed that simplicity and yet the powerful lessons along the way. And yeah, it was just a very delightful story of friendship and tea. It made me think of some of my friends who love tea, so that was kind of delightful, actually very delightful. And I'm just in love with those illustrations. But anyway, James Norbury is another, keeps his books well written. His books are well written, so I enjoyed his story. One thing that's like, one thing to note about this is that he comes from a different worldview perspective than Christianity. So if you are a Christian, you might want to. There's just different worldview, which is an important thing to keep your mind open and understand and learn and grow. But just so you know, there is that too. Well, those were, I have not all of my books. I also read Yeshua's Thief. I can't remember the author's name right now, and I